In Riverton, the crowd carrying signs and flags as they marched through the streets. Police were on hand to handle traffic issues created by the protesters. The group was protesting the Trump administration. And there was a similar scene taking place at the Utah State Capitol, where hundreds more gathered for a demonstration in support of the ongoing protests in Iran. The group waving flags and yelling chants during the rally on the steps of the Capitol. Many in the crowd want to see the Iranian regime removed from power and are supportive of President Trump's pledge to help the protesters there. And tragic new developments to an off-road vehicle rollover that happened on Saturday. The Department of Natural Resources says one of the passengers involved has since died. The 14-year-old girl was with a group of teenagers at an OHV near West Mountain in Utah County. Investigators say that vehicle rolled. The 2 victims were taken to Salt Lake County hospitals. 2 girls were taken to a Utah County hospital, and 2 victims remain on scene with minor injuries. And this morning, we're hearing from a woman now confronting her brother's killer in court after he was found guilty. According to court documents, Rowdy Lee Aguilar stabbed 15-year-old Ivan Nick Viteknik of Taylorsville in 2021 before dismembering his body. The tragedy happening only 2 years after the family had lost their parents. Nick's sister, Samantha, says facing her brother's killer for the first time in person was extremely difficult, but she says she's glad she found her voice.
I wanted to hit things that I knew would hit him in his chest, because ultimately that's what I wanted. I wanted him to feel that again. I don't want him to forget.
Aguilar has been sentenced to 25 years to life in prison. Samantha says she hopes he never gets parole. And friends, family, and community members gathered to remember Shaw Ray on Saturday for his funeral. An unthinkable tragedy in December of 2024 when his father killed his mother and siblings. Ray was the lone survivor, but sustained gunshots to the head, leaving him blind. Now he's being remembered for his remarkable resilience and forgiveness.
One of the most loving sentences I've ever heard in my life. And he says, "But I still love him." And the next day he told us together in the hospital, as we talked with him a little bit more about what had happened, he said, "I'm going to forgive my father."
What an incredible human being. Shaw Ray passed away only 6 days after fulfilling his lifelong dream of going to college at the University of Utah. But for his friends and loved ones, his legacy of love and resilience will live on. The Cottonwood Canyons Foundation is sharing all of the hard work its volunteers and staff have done over the past year, and says volunteers logged a record-breaking number of hours at over 10,500 hours. There were 7 major trail projects where 78 miles were scouted or improved. It also says more than 630 acres of weeds were surveyed or some pulled. 1,200 seedlings were planted. It even had over 7,600 junior rangers sworn in to help its watershed education program. And if I could borrow some of them to come over and pull my weeds. I mean, I tell you what, I even noticed on the trees yesterday, I was out running, there are buds on some of the trees right now.
Yes, I know. I saw, actually, we had a photo come in of a flower. Looks like it was blossoming. So it's just crazy how odd this winter has been. It's been unseasonably warm, and the warmer than normal weather is going to continue at least for the next 7 days here. It's a beautiful start this morning, though. You can see a nice, stunning sunrise. This is live in Monument Valley. We have clear skies across the state, and that's exactly how it's going to stay all day long. Mid-20s in Salt Lake right now, 20 degrees in Logan, 23 in Cedar City, and then mid-30s for St. George. Our current air quality status still looks good in Cache Valley, Tremont, and parts of Brigham City. Then further south, you can begin to see more yellow sensors in Layton, maybe a few just around Bountiful, but not necessarily up on the bench. And then for Salt Lake County, we saw the haze begin to build yesterday, and it's likely going to thicken up and spread further to the south as we head through the rest of the day today. And honestly, over the next couple of days, given our quiet weather pattern, will continue continue here. Temperatures will be in the low 40s this afternoon for the Wasatch Front, and then we'll warm into the mid 40s Tuesday and Wednesday. Highs look to peak on Thursday in the upper 40s, and you may be wondering, where have our storms been? Why has it been so active in the Midwest and honestly the eastern Atlantic? It's because we continue to have a blocking pattern here. This high pressure system has really just kind of floated along the western coast here. This is sending the jet stream up and over Utah. And that's exactly where the storm track goes. Now, by the end of the week on Friday, it looks like as that high pressure system kind of breaks down a little bit, we could see two storm systems kind of merge over the Four Corners region. We're hoping it can bring some scattered precipitation to parts of the state. As of right now, it doesn't look like it would be a lot of precipitation if we can get some to come through, and then it will move quickly, so it will be drier as we head and sunny as we head into the weekend. What this storm system could do, though, is bring enough cold air in the upper atmosphere that would help flush out any of the haze that we have that will be building over the next few days. So for central Utah today, plenty of sunshine, highs in the low to mid 40s, low 50s in Green River. For southern Utah, mid 40s in Beaver, Cedar City, Panguitch, 57 the high in Kanab, and low 50s in Moab. For the next 7 days in St. George, highs will be in the mid to upper 50s. Morning lows kind of teetering between the upper 20s and the low 30s. From Wednesday through Friday, adding some cloud coverage, and depending on how this storm plays out, maybe a rain chance on Friday. Near 40 today in Logan, low 40s in Heber City, near 40 as well in Roosevelt. For the Wasatch Front, a touch cooler compared to yesterday, so we'll be in the low 40s. Yesterday, we hit a high of 47 degrees. We will be right back there by Wednesday. You can see a high of 47 then. Upper 40s on Thursday. We're keeping haze at least through that point. If we can get a storm to come through on Friday, or at least just some cold air and wind, that would help flush out the valley haze. After that storm chance passes, unfortunately, it's just going to be sunny and dry as we head into the weekend.
Well, at least it's sunny and dry, right? We can handle that at least for today. You know what's kind of interesting with traffic right today is you just kind of throw a dart and kind of see if can you find anything, because everything looks so good this morning. So the dart we threw just now, Ogden, Wall Avenue, 31st Street. You got one car, maybe a couple out there this morning. Let's do it again. Throw another dart. Okay, we're here, Little Cottonwood Canyon. This is interesting because where are people driving out there this morning? You maybe head up to the ski resorts if you have the day off. There is some slick conditions up there. You're looking at maybe some ice, maybe a little snow on the side of the roads, but you can see no traffic getting to the resorts, at least at this hour here this morning. For everybody else, you can see wherever you're going, things are in the green. There is one little slight hiccup there in Layton that just popped up. Can't really say that's really slowing anybody down. Overall, let's say you're coming into the Salt Lake Valley from Provo, from Ogden, from Tooele, anywhere you're coming from, things are looking good wherever you're going to there, Lori.
Well, that is good news. All right, some other good news this morning for Utah hockey fans. We're learning the Mammoth are playing some of the best hockey in the entire league right now. They've won 7 of 9 games since January 1st. Saturday's win has now given them a 7-game point streak, a franchise record. Right now, the Mammoth have shot back up to the top of the wild card standings in the West. Go Mammoth. Thanks so much for joining us for this segment of KSL News Now on this Monday morning. We leave you with a look at Salt Lake City waking up. Thanks so much for being here with us. Have a great day.